Why seniors often wake up at 3 a.m., the surprising health reasons explained. Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, right around 3 a.m., staring up at the ceiling, heart pounding quietly in the stillness, wondering why your body won't let you rest? Maybe you've counted the hours you've already slept, told yourself to just close your eyes. But no matter how hard you try, sleep just slips away. You're not alone in this. In fact, waking up at this precise hour is something that happens to so many older adults. It's more common than most people realize, and yet, when it happens, it can feel deeply unsettling. You might wonder, is there something wrong with me? Is my body failing? Has aging stolen the peace I once knew in sleep? The silence around you feels heavy, and the questions swirl, tangled with frustration or even fear. But what if I told you that waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just a random disruption or a sign that your body is breaking down? What if it's actually your body's way of sending you a message? A subtle signal about your health, your emotions, and your life's rhythm. This video is here to shed light on this very mystery. We're going to explore 5 powerful reasons why so many people find themselves waking up around 3 a.m. as they grow older. These reasons go beyond surface explanations. They are rooted in the very biology of our bodies, the psychology of our minds, and the changes that come with a lifetime of experience. By understanding these reasons, you might start to see your sleep and yourself in a whole new way. Instead of feeling defeated or confused, you might begin to recognize the wisdom in your body's patterns and find ways to work with them rather than against them. So if you've ever laid awake in those quiet hours, feeling isolated with your thoughts or restless with your body, stay with me. Because what you learn here could transform not only how you sleep, but how you understand your health and your well-being. This is a journey toward compassion for your body, your mind, and the life you've lived. Let's begin. Reason 1. Decreased melatonin production. One of the clearest and most natural reasons why so many older adults find themselves waking up right around 3 a.m. lies in the quiet shift happening inside their bodies, the gradual decline of melatonin production. Melatonin is often called the sleep hormone, and for good reason. It's the gentle signal that tells your brain, it's time to rest. When you were younger, this hormone flowed steadily through your nights, wrapping you in long stretches of deep, peaceful sleep. But as the years pass, your body's ability to produce melatonin begins to slow down. It's not your fault. It's not something you can control. And it doesn't mean your body is failing. It simply means your internal chemistry is evolving, just like everything else about you. Imagine the melatonin as a warm blanket that keeps you cozy and safe in your sleep. When that blanket thins, even just a little, your brain becomes more sensitive to waking up. By the time the clock strikes 3 a.m., the melatonin levels dip so low that your mind quietly starts to slip out of sleep and into wakefulness. It's not because of noise or discomfort. It's simply the body's natural rhythm adjusting to this change. What makes it even more challenging is how sensitive your body becomes to the world around you as melatonin decreases. The soft glow of a street lamp outside your window, the faint blinking of a clock on your nightstand, or a light peeking under the door can all disrupt your precious sleep. These small things, once barely noticeable, now seem amplified in the stillness of the night. Take Harold, for example. At 72, he's always considered himself a good sleeper. But lately, he finds himself wide awake most nights at exactly 3:15 a.m. He doesn't feel anxious or troubled, just alert, as if his body is gently telling him, "It's time to start the day." At first, Harold blamed himself, feeling frustrated and confused. But when he understood that this was a normal part of aging, a natural chemical shift, he let go of the guilt. He began to make small changes, keeping his bedroom darker, avoiding screens before bedtime, and taking a short evening walk to strengthen his body's internal clock. These simple adjustments didn't stop the early awakenings completely, but they made them easier to live with. Harold learned to work with his body, not against it. This kind of awareness is powerful. It transforms frustration into compassion. It helps you see that waking up early isn't a failure or a sign of weakness. It's simply a new rhythm your body is dancing to, a rhythm that you can learn to embrace with kindness. Reason 2. Shifted sleep cycle and advanced sleep phase. Another powerful reason why waking up at 3 a.m. becomes so common as we age lies in the natural shift of our internal body clock, a phenomenon called the advanced sleep phase. Over time, your circadian rhythm, the invisible clock that governs your sleep and wake cycles, slowly nudges earlier and earlier. What once felt like a late night out might now feel like bedtime, and what once was waking up with the sun becomes waking up well before dawn. You may notice yourself getting sleepy earlier in the evening, perhaps nodding off during a late-night movie or feeling that irresistible urge to go to bed long before you planned. Then, without an alarm, you awaken early in the morning, often around 3 a.m., wide awake and alert, as if your body has already finished its rest. This shift is not a flaw or a problem. It's simply your body adapting to its changing rhythms. Think of it like a clock that's been slowly reset, ticking a little ahead each season. While in younger years, your sleep and wake times were more aligned with the sun's natural cycle and your daily routines, now your sleep window moves forward. For many, this can be frustrating. When your family's schedule, your favorite activities, or your personal preferences don't match this new rhythm, those early awakenings can feel like an unwanted interruption. But if you pause and listen closely, your body is simply following a new, natural schedule. Consider Charles, who retired at 68. He eats dinner early, relaxes by watching TV, and is asleep by 9 p.m. His body is ready to wake by 3 a.m., and initially, he thought he was battling insomnia. But after learning about the advanced sleep phase, Charles realized his sleep wasn't broken. It was just rescheduled. To ease this, he gently shifted his evening routine, reading under a soft, warm light, taking quiet walks after dinner, and even calling his daughter for a chat before bed. These small social and sensory cues stretched his sleep window just enough to bring his wake-up time closer to a more comfortable hour. What Charles discovered is a profound truth. Aging changes our body clocks, but with kindness and small adjustments, we can align our lives to this new rhythm. Instead of fighting the shift, we can honor it, and in doing so, find deeper peace in our sleep. Reason 3. Physical discomfort and health-related interruptions. Sometimes, waking up at 3 a.m. is not just about biology or habits. It's about what your body is quietly trying to tell you through discomfort or health challenges that arise in the stillness of the night. As we grow older, chronic conditions like arthritis can make lying in one position for hours painful. Maybe when you first drifted off, the aches were subtle, but as the night stretches on, that dull soreness grows stronger until it nudges you awake. Or perhaps acid reflux flares quietly after a late meal, causing that burning sensation that breaks your sleep. It could be a muscle cramp, a dry mouth, or even a subtle change in room temperature that your body finds harder to tolerate than before. All these small discomforts, seemingly insignificant in the light of day, can feel overwhelming in the quiet, dark hours when your body's defenses are softer and more sensitive. One of the most common reasons older men wake at 3 a.m. is the urgent need to urinate. The bladder loses elasticity with age, making those nighttime bathroom trips more frequent and harder to ignore. During the busy day, distractions might mask this urge, but in the silence of early morning, it becomes impossible to overlook. Medications you take for blood pressure, heart conditions, or pain management can also play a role. They may bring side effects like increased urination, sensitivity to light or sound, or changes in body temperature, all of which can interrupt your rest without obvious warning. Take Eleanor, for example, a 76-year-old woman who had always been a light sleeper. Over the past year, she started waking consistently at 3:30 a.m., confused and frustrated. After consulting her doctor, she discovered one of her medications was affecting her hydration and increasing her nighttime bathroom visits. By adjusting her medication timing and adding simple lifestyle changes, Eleanor now wakes less frequently and finds it easier to return to sleep. It's important to remember that these physical awakenings don't mean your body is failing. Rather, they show your body is still listening and responding, sending you signals to pay attention, to adjust, and to care for yourself. Waking up at 3 a.m. can feel like an inconvenient disruption, but it's also a quiet nudge, inviting you to check in with your health, to honor your body's needs, and to make changes that bring comfort and deeper rest. Reason 4. Lifestyle habits shifting sleep rhythm. Another important but often overlooked reason why many older adults wake up at 3 a.m. lies in the subtle shifts of daily habits that quietly reshape your body's internal clock over time. As life changes, retirement, less physical activity, quieter days, you might find yourself eating dinner earlier, winding down sooner in the evening, and moving less throughout the day. These small shifts may seem harmless, but they send powerful signals to your brain that the night should begin earlier. And naturally, when you fall asleep earlier, you will also wake up earlier, often in the pre-dawn hours around 3 a.m. Without the usual external cues like commuting, errands, social engagements, or work deadlines to anchor your day, your body's sleep-wake cycle can drift forward. The calm, dimly lit evenings with minimal stimulation encourage your brain to produce melatonin earlier, inviting sleep before you even realize the clock has struck 9. There's also a delicate connection between when you eat and how well you sleep. Eating dinner early is generally healthy, but if you go to bed hungry or without a small snack, your blood sugar may dip overnight. This subtle drop can stir your body awake, even if you don't feel outright hungry. Similarly, caffeine consumed in the afternoon can linger longer in your system as metabolism slows with age, lightening your sleep and making you more vulnerable to waking at any disturbance. Take Walter, a 74-year-old retiree, for example. His days gradually lost their structure. He ate supper at 5 p.m., dozed off in his recliner during the evening news, and was in bed before 9 p.m. Without realizing it, Walter's entire routine had shifted hours earlier. Before long, he found himself wide awake at 3 a.m., wondering why he was awake before dawn. After reflecting on his habits, Walter made gentle changes, adding a short afternoon walk, reading in brighter light during the evening, and avoiding naps after dinner. These small steps helped shift his sleep window later, aligning better with a wake-up time that felt more natural and restful. Our bodies crave rhythm and routine. They rely on daily signals to know when to rest and when to rise. When those signals weaken or change, sleep can become fragmented and come earlier than we want. But with awareness and gentle adjustments, it's possible to guide your body back toward a more restorative, aligned sleep cycle, one that honors your needs and supports your well-being. Reason 5. Emotional and psychological restlessness. Sometimes, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't about your body at all. It's your mind stirring quietly in the stillness of the night. As we grow older, the busyness of daily life that once distracted us begins to fade. The quiet early morning hours become a stage where old memories, worries, regrets, and longings gently rise to the surface. It's a soft, persistent hum, a kind of restlessness that's very different from the anxious, racing thoughts of youth. This is a reflective, almost tender unease, like a whispered conversation between your heart and your mind. You might find yourself lying awake, not because of noise or pain, but because your thoughts are quietly sifting through years of relationships, decisions made, losses endured, or words left unspoken. The mind, free from the distractions of daily duties, reaches back into the past, pulling up feelings and reflections that you might not even realize were still there. Loneliness often plays a role in this restlessness. As social circles shrink, children move away, friends become busy, and routines change, many older adults feel a gentle ache, a longing for connection that becomes more pronounced when the house is silent and the world is still. Take Gloria, for instance. At 80 and widowed, she fills her days tending her garden, chatting with grandchildren, and enjoying her favorite shows. But around 3 a.m., she often wakes with thoughts of her late husband, memories and worries surfacing in the quiet dark. At first, she feared there was something wrong with her sleep. But over time, Gloria came to understand that her early waking wasn't about insomnia. It was her heart asking to be heard. To care for herself, Gloria began keeping a small journal by her bedside. When she wakes, she writes down her thoughts. Simple, honest reflections. She also introduced quiet evening rituals, like listening to soft music or writing notes to friends. These small acts gave her emotions a gentle outlet, easing her mind and helping her return to peaceful sleep. This kind of emotional awakening is not a flaw or a failure. It's a sign of depth, a wisdom carried through a lifetime of joys and heartbreaks. Rather than resisting these moments, approaching them with kindness and curiosity can bring profound peace. Ask yourself, what is your mind trying to tell you? What parts of your heart need a little grace tonight? Sometimes honoring these quiet hours brings not only better sleep, but a richer understanding of yourself and the life you've lived. Conclusion. The meaning behind 3 a.m. Wake-ups. As we come to the end of this journey, take a quiet moment to reflect on what you've just heard. Those early morning awakenings around 3 a.m. may have felt like frustrating interruptions in your sleep, but now you see they are much more than that. They are messages, gentle whispers from your body and mind, telling you that you are still alive, still adapting, and still deeply connected to your own rhythms. None of these reasons point to something broken or failing within you. Instead, they reveal the quiet strength of a body and mind that continue to work, respond, and evolve as you move through this beautiful, complex stage of life. Waking up at 3 a.m. can be seen not as a nuisance, but as an invitation, a chance to listen more closely to your needs, your emotions, and your habits. It offers an opportunity to care for yourself with greater compassion, to adjust your routines with kindness, and to embrace the changes of aging with grace. Remember, you are not alone in this experience. So many others walk this path with you, searching for understanding and peace. And with that understanding comes strength. the freedom to make small, meaningful changes that support deeper rest, better health, and a richer connection to yourself. If today's insights resonated with you, know that you are not just growing older, you are evolving. And with that evolution comes a chance to rest more intentionally, to nurture yourself more gently, and to greet each morning with a little more peace in your heart. Thank you for joining me today. I invite you to share your thoughts, your stories, or one thing you learned in the comments below. Your voice matters, and your journey inspires others. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share so we can continue creating content that informs, comforts, and uplifts. Until next time, may your nights be restful and your mornings bright.